What is up, guys? Welcome back to our channel. Today's video is going to be a very real video. Not that all of my videos aren't, but usually they are very planned out, thought out, made to go very smoothly. I really think about it. I really plan for different situations and scenes. And I'm learning that as a dog mom, especially a dog mom of 2, things don't always go that way. And stuff just happens, and it's not all rainbows and butterflies, and it gets kind of messy sometimes. So with that being said, my name is Rachel. This is my 16-month-old golden retriever named LARSEY, and COBA J, my 2-month-old golden, is laying on the couch right now in front of me. And today we are going to be talking about our first experience of giving her a bath and our first experience of taking her to the vet. So when we first got LARSEY, our oldest golden, I filmed her first bath. It was really smooth. Everything went really well. When we took her to the vet for the very first time, it was very planned. Everything went well. That's not how this one went this time. This is going to be more of just like a story time. There's a long story behind both of them as to why they're not as perfect and individualized as LARSEY's were. So let me just start with the bath. I had planned to film giving COBA a bath next week just because she's a puppy. I don't want her to have too many baths. She had just had one about 3 weeks ago before we picked her up. So Tuesday comes, and after having a really crappy day, I come home from work to my husband shoveling the snow because I had gotten stuck in the snow on my lunch break and spent half of my lunch break digging myself out of the driveway so I could get back to work, and I spent the other half of my lunch break standing in line at the post office, and I never even got through the line. On top of that, everything just was not going well that day. So I come home to my husband shoveling the driveway. I go in to check on the dogs. LARSEY's doing fine. I go into our bedroom where our crate is, check on COBA, and there is just everywhere in her crate, and I just don't think she was feeling very good because she's never had an accident in her crate ever. She's very good about letting us know when she has to go potty, and normally she holds it for the few hours that we're at work in between just fine. So that was my assumption, looking at the evidence, the situation. She probably just didn't feel that great. I take everything out of her crate, throw it in the wash. Then while I'm throwing it in the wash, I'm carrying her so she doesn't get anything else dirty. We go straight upstairs, take her into the bath. She does not like the bath at all. It was our first time giving her a bath, and because I had just started the laundry, depending on which cycle it was on or part of the cycle, I don't even know, but the water would not get warm, so I gave this poor little girl, it wasn't freezing cold, but it definitely was not a warm bath. It was just a cool bath. She was not having a good time. I was not having a good time. It wasn't really in her fur too much, but you could definitely tell it was in her paws. Just trying to get all that out for her, get everything all cleaned up, and then I take her down to get all dried off. Normally, I can blow dry LARSEY on the low setting, and she doesn't love it, but she's fine with it. COBA was going berserk, and because she already, I'm assuming, didn't feel good, I was like, okay, I don't want to make it even worse. So I just towel dried her as good as I could, and then I just let her air dry. So I was not planning on that being her first bath, obviously, and I did not have my camera charged, and even still, I'm not going to worry about like picking up my camera to film giving my dog a bath when she clearly doesn't feel good and has shit in her paws. Like I'm not gonna do that, you know? So that was her first bath on Tuesday. Fast forward to Friday, 3 days later, my husband and I have a tax appointment to get our taxes done, and it ends up taking twice as long as we had planned. We were there for almost 2 hours just because this year I had so much more self-employment income, and I also formed an LLC. So I am a legal business owner, which just makes everything a lot more complicated and a lot more work, which I knew it was going to take longer, but I didn't think it was going to take 2 hours. So that appointment was at 1, and our vet appointment for COBA's first vet visit was at 3:30. And mind you, it takes us a half hour to get to our vet because we are very picky about everything, and that is where we like to go. So we're there till almost 3 o'clock. And I'm like, you know, we need to get going because we have to go home and get the girls and get to the vet. It takes a half hour to get there. We rush home to come get the girls, which I had planned to film the vet visit, but because we were already going to be running late, I wasn't thinking like, oh, I gotta go pick up my camera, you know, like I got a few little clips, a few little pictures, but nothing super crazy. We bring LARSEY with us just for moral support, and LARSEY would not want to be left behind. She loves going on car rides. She loves getting her sniffies in. COBA, look. COBA, you ready to go to the vet? Look. COBA, look. Good girl. We took COBA to her first vet visit with us. She has actually been to the vet 3 times because she got dewormed, and she also got her first distemper with our breeder before we actually got her. So we get to the vet. Luckily, we barely make it on time, and because of COVID, we have not been able to go into the vet for probably almost a year now. Basically, once you get there, you call them, you tell them where you are. Every single little parking spot has a number, so we just said, hey, we're in parking spot 8. We're here for COBA J's first appointment. They just go over, do you have any concerns, any questions? And our biggest questions were, she had been having nothing super severe, just very mild diarrhea on and off for about 8 days. We wanted to know if we could give her heartworm and flea medication a week early, just because LARSEY's is every 4th Friday, and she was due for it on Friday that day, and COBA was due next Friday, and I'm like, it would just be so much easier if they were on the same day. So we just gave it to her a week early. And then also if they had any recommendations for pet insurance. So they come out and they grab COBA, they take her in. We talk on the phone a couple different times. Where's COBA? Where's COBA J? Where's your baby sis? Where'd she go? And it was about an hour total that she was in there. We all sat in the car and waited and just hung out. I gave them the vet records that we had from our breeder, so we have proof that all that stuff was done. And she ends up having her annual wellness exam. She gets her second distemper shot. She got her first lepto-lyme vaccine, and she got her 1-year Bordetella vaccine. She also got a nail trim. We did a fecal sample, of course, and then because she's having some digestive issues, they suggested that we put her on some metronidazole and some Proviol capsules just to be safe. Luckily, she has been acting normal, so we weren't really super concerned about it just because she's a puppy and puppies get diarrhea a lot for many different reasons. Her first vet visit was $233.15, and she weighed 17 pounds 10 ounces. When she was there on the 29th of January just to get weighed to make sure that we had the right dose for her heartworm and flea medication, she weighed 10.4 pounds. That was the vet visit. They said that she did great. They didn't have any major concerns with her. She was a good weight. She looked very healthy. She was very sweet, very cute, all things we know. So they bring her back out, and I'm like, great, this is going awesome. Such a good first vet visit. She was such a good girl. I said I did really good. Again, kind of stinks that I didn't really get to go in with her and actually like film clips of it like I did with LARSEY, but with COVID, you can't go in, so I didn't really have a choice. Then we decide to go home, obviously, and we are about 2 miles away from home. COBA starts like dry heaving, and I'm like, bro, like she's about to freaking throw up. And I was expecting like a little bit of yellow bile just because of the few times that LARSEY has thrown up. It's usually just like a little bit of yellow bile, not a big deal. She does it once, maybe twice sometimes, and moves on with her day like nothing happened. No. Homegirl threw up, like big time. Like for one little girl, I don't know where all that came from, but it was like everywhere. It was all over her, it was all over her harness, her leash, me, it was all over my coat, it was all over my pants, it was like soaking through my pants. It was just a lot. It was chunky. Yeah, so that happened, and now that I'm thinking about it, it really grosses me out, but in the moment, I realized that I have a lot more mom instincts than I thought that I did. Normally, if someone would throw up in front of me, or even as a patient, so I work as a dental hygienist, and if I have a patient that were to throw up on me, I'd be like, you're on your own, I'm out, grosses me out. Not really, kind of. Yeah, no. But whenever that happened to COBA, I was just like, it's okay, just relax, just breathe. Totally didn't faze me. And I'm like, who am I? First of all, I normally would be freaking out, this is disgusting, but here I am, mom mode. I don't know where that came from. And I'm like, calm, cool, everything's fine, make sure baby's okay. Priority number one, nothing else matters. So that was interesting. We get her home and it's like on the seatbelt. I don't want to gross you guys out, but I just want to give you a good example of having a puppy. Yeah, it's really fun and they're very cute, but it's a lot more than just having a cute puppy, and things are not always going to go as expected, and you got to be prepared for situations like this because life happens. So Devin's trying to get me out of the car with her, and I put her in the snow so she could go potty and hopefully like get some stuff off of her. And then we immediately run upstairs to get in the bathtub. I'm like stripping down, taking my pants off, my jacket off. I'm literally like in a t-shirt because everything else had stuff on it, and throw her in the tub again. She just had a bath on Tuesday, and then she got another bath on Friday, which I know is not ideal because she's a puppy and that's really hard on her skin. But when you shit on yourself and you vomit on yourself, you gotta do what you gotta do. Give her another bath. Very interesting. I had to use like the little pressure washer nozzle head thingy, whatever it's called, because it was like stuck in her fur, so I had to like kind of blast it out a little bit. Yeah, it was interesting. Got all that out finally, and luckily she did a little bit better with the second bath than she did the first. And I just felt so bad because I'm like, did she have a reaction to the vaccine? Did she get car sick? I called the vet once I got everything done, and by that time they were already closed. I left a message and just let them know that she had thrown up, and like I said, I don't know if it was a reaction to the vaccine or she was just car sick, but I was assuming if she was having a reaction to the vaccine then she would continue to throw up and be sick, but she really wasn't. She acted basically normal ever since, so I'm assuming it was just car sickness. But it brought back some memories because when we had Buddy, one of our first dogs growing up, that was our family dog, he threw up on me on the way home. So yeah, it's I guess I just look like a great place to vomit. I don't know. So yeah, that was COBA J's first bath experience with us, first vet experience with us, and it's just a very real life. This is what being a dog mom is really like, and like I said, I really try to make everything light and airy and fun and plan. I'm such a perfectionist, such a planner, but I'm learning very much that life is not always going to go that way. So just a reminder, again, if you're planning to get a dog, just be prepared for the unexpected because you never know. And this is not me complaining in any way, shape, or form. I am very grateful for both of my girls. I would do literally anything in the entire world for them. It is a learning process. I've never been a dog mom before, and I'm learning as I go. I am not perfect, but I am trying my best. So hopefully this was good information for you guys, a good insight onto very real dog mom life. If you're not already following us, make sure that you follow us on Instagram, like the video if you thought this was insightful or entertaining, a good story time, I don't know. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, we would really appreciate it if you did. And as always, we will see you guys in our next video. I'm gonna show you COBA before we go because she looks so cute sleeping. Look at this little peanut. All right, bye guys.